Welcome to number 5 in our series of reflections on 6 days that changed the world. Yesterday we thought about the sure and certain hope that we have because Jesus was raised from the dead, the hope of resurrection, life to come. But if we think of this life, here and now, as just a sort of waiting room for heaven, then we'll miss out on so much joy and purpose that God has for us now. Being a Christian is not a gentle hobby, it's a life of adventure. The 5th day that changed the world was the day the Holy Spirit came on the church. Jesus had said some pretty extraordinary things to his disciples over the years that they had known him. There was that time that he said about Peter, "On this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not prevail against it." And then there was the time that he said about anyone who believes in him, that they would do greater works than he had. Greater than his miracles, really? And then there was the time that he said, "You will be my witnesses to the ends of the earth." But these were fishermen, tax collectors, ordinary folk from ordinary towns. Yes, they had seen Jesus do some amazing things, but that was Jesus. When he returned to the Father, what would they have left? What power would they have to do or be anything but ordinary? Well, power was exactly what Jesus promised them. Let's open up together Acts chapter 1, and I'll read from verse 8. "But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem, in all Judea and Samaria, and to the ends of the earth." And if we go on to read the book of Acts, we find that's exactly what happened. There are some amazing stories of courage in the face of suffering, preaching in the face of scorn, triumph in the face of adversity. And it all began on that day when the Holy Spirit came in power upon the believers who were gathered. Acts is short for the Acts of the Apostles, but it's often said that the book should be called the Acts of the Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit is the main character, the one breathing power into the church as it proclaimed Jesus to a sceptical world. And ever since, the Holy Spirit has been pouring out on every Christian, women, men, children, teenagers, everyone who believes and declares that Jesus is Lord, does so because the Holy Spirit lives and works in us. The Holy Spirit gives us the fire in our bellies so that we can go and live lives of purpose and passion. Right now, we can't go to the ends of the earth to tell everyone the good news of Jesus, and most of us never will. But instead, we can live as missionaries right where we are. It's not about forcing our views on others. It's not about winning arguments or proving other people wrong. It's not about being superior. Being a witness to Jesus is about word and action. Living a life that demonstrates the love and generosity that we have been shown in Jesus. And then being prepared to share with others, those who are interested, the reason for the hope that we have. So perhaps today you might pray about how, in this very strange time and circumstances, you might be a witness to Jesus' goodness and grace in your life, whether that's in action or in word. Don't be afraid. The Holy Spirit is in you and with you and will give you all the power that you need.